Hi everyone, this is David. Today I'll share my thoughts on the Midnight Walk video game. Welcome to my channel. As you already know, I created this channel to practice my English, but most of all, to share my thoughts about games. Since, to be honest, I don't have many friends to discuss these things with. So, the first thing is, well, what the Midnight Walk is. Well, it is a cozy horror narrative adventure game in a world that has been submerged in eternal darkness, resulting in creatures crawling from the shadows and causing the inhabitants to do desperate things for the need for fire. In this game, you played in first person as a character known as the Born One, who befriends a creature called Potboy that uses his flame to light your way through this conflicting world of wonder and suspense. You also help him to protect him from monsters eager to consume his flame. So that's the main goal, is going deep into this world where you learn and listen to different stories of all their characters, understand their pain and how darkness can affect everyone, even the most evil creatures. But you have to be careful. You need to run away from different monsters by solving puzzles and small challenges that keep the flame alive in the midnight walk. That's the main goal. Gameplay wise, I think it's pretty simple. It doesn't do much. There are just a few mechanics here and there, but for these kind of games, it feels, I don't know, enough. You don't need to anything fancy here. The game doesn't have any combat system or ability system or anything like that. So basically, the player needs to use Potboy, the Potboy's flame, and matches collected in the game's world to burn candles, illuminating the areas around to defeat those creatures. Also, there is a blinking mechanic that you basically close your eyes and you start paying attention to the sounds around you that will guide you to reveal secrets of the game's world. Also, they help you to remove obstacles and even stop hostile attacks. It's like some sort of tracking device. That's why I think this game is experienced in a better way using headphones, especially since many of the VR features like the 3D sound were pretty well done. So basically, those are your tools. But I think the magic of this game is getting completely immersed and lost in this world. So most of the time you'll be walking, but it's so nice to just be over there and listen to the stories of all characters, or just appreciate the environment. And also, it's nice to discover why they are suffering. Why do we need life? What does it feel to live in complete darkness? Is darkness evil, or do we are the evil ones? Also, if you don't care about all those deep questions, it just feels nice to appreciate all the details and love that the creators put into this game. This is really a handcrafted game that used real clay. The the team hired an entire team of talented sculptors, and they created more than 700 clay models. And those were animated in the stop motion style. So everything you see in the Midnight Walk, everything from the smallest monster to the biggest tree was first sculpted in real clay, then 3D scan, and and I don't know, man. I nowadays where everything was is created like using AI, no EA. It feels nice to appreciate human art. It really feels like that. So you can notice that this game is inspired by over the Garden Wheel series, the Nightmare Before Christmas movie. It has some sort of Half-Life elements. And also, if you know David Lynch, you notice some reference, and also have many other inspirations. I don't know, this game he always give me some sort of Tim Burton's vibes. So yeah, I mean, I highly recommend you to play this game, especially if you love stop motion or handmade things, because it was made with so much passion. If you are tired of soulless triple A games, this game is perfect for you. So you really need to check this one out. And I'm pretty happy it was recently launched on the Switch too, so more people have the chance to experience this game because it really deserves it. You can also play it on VR, even though I prefer a flat screen. That's why I initially played on PC. What else? This game is a really memorable story with memorable characters contributing to an evocative narrative. So even though this game it can be short, it took me 8 hours, but normal usually takes only 4 or 5 hours or less. But I don't know, it feels enough. You don't need to spend more time in there. So this game has already said before explore different subjects around darkness, like loneliness, grief, regret. So it feels nice when someone tries something unusual. So yeah, and what else? Oh, in this game you can also find collectibles, and there is a cool feature where you have your own house, and there is some sort of projector where every film reel you find, you can play it in there and have more info about the story of this world. So yeah, and the story is not told through fancy cinematics. It's told through the characters and and the details that you notice in the environment. So that's my review. I just want to say that you really need to check this one out. And if you have already played, leave a comment and tell me how it was. Did you enjoy it? After listening to this review, did you feel motivated to play it? And that's it. Thank you for making the effort to get here to the end. And see you later. And yeah, bye.